Hello and welcome, Beach Soccer worldwide viewers, to Beach Soccer Talks number 14, where we will do the analysis of the Euro Beach Soccer League Superfinal Nazaré 2020. My name is Rui Delgado and I'm the beach soccer commentator to Canal 11, the TV channel from the Portuguese Football Federation, and I will be your host for today for the next hour. It's time that we introduce our guest speakers, an impressive panel for today, starting with Dr. Walter Chicharro, Mayor of Nazareth, and surely one of the key persons for holding the competition. Also, the legend of the sport, Madjer, the GOAT and head of Portuguese beach soccer right now. Also with Gabino Renales, Vice President of Beach Soccer Worldwide, a true gentleman of this sport. These three will introduce the first part of Beach Soccer Talks number 14, and uh, next three guest speakers that will do the analysis on the Euro Beach Soccer League Super Final 2020. That will be Bruno Torres, the beach soccer king, the legend, the leader, Braga's warrior, known as well by everyone. Also, Matteo Marrucci, one of the strongest Italian defenders of all time, and now head coach of Germany national team. And also, Sandro, the wall Spaccarotella. Sandro, that is a legend of the Swiss national team. These three for the analysis of Euro Beach Soccer League Super Final Nazaré 2020. I would like to welcome you all to Beach Soccer Talks number 14. And probably we will start also with Dr. Walter Chicharro, a person that is very committed to organize the competitions here in Nazareth. Nazareth, that is actually the worldwide capital, let's say, so to speak, of beach soccer right now, among the waves from Praia do Norte. Walter, good afternoon. Welcome to Beach Soccer Talks number 14. What can you say us with the commitment of the people of Nazareth and the City Hall to organize the competition, the first competition after the confinement because of the pandemic of COVID-19?
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my greatest pleasure to be with this such a renowned panel discussing beach soccer, one of my favorite sports, and surely the sport that I love, and the City Hall and the people of Nazareth love to host and to organize over here, helping out not only the sport, the sportsmen, the players, the athletes, and again making sure that we state every single time that Nazaré has been having a big place on beach soccer. For us at the City Hall, we had no doubt at all. We wanted to organize the event, of course, supporting the sport, supporting the athletes, supporting beach soccer worldwide, and making sure that in these pandemic times with a lot of problems, although some political pressure in order to do not organize events. But again, we love beach soccer. The city, the village loves beach soccer. The City Hall loves beach soccer, and we had no doubt on making a partnership quite strong with the beach soccer, with the Portuguese FA, with also the health authorities, because at the end of the day, making sure that we wanted to organize the event, we had also to respect a number of health authorities regulations in order to organize the sport, organize the event, the venue, and not having more COVID-19 problems over here. In a time that COVID cases was growing in Portugal, making sure that everyone had the mask and cleaned their hands, had the respiratory etiquette, made sure that all the staff was fully prepared to engage this event and fulfill all of the regulations issued by the health authorities, and again, having the staff prepared to clean, to have circulation paths fully detailed on the pitch, on the stadium. So at the end of the day, we could celebrate a very important event for the village, for the city hall, and making sure we had no trouble at all with COVID-19.
It is a well-known population of Nazareth that have brought a lot of international players. Yeah. So Nazareth is very committed to the sport, and it was the best place to do this competition in this time, Walter.
Of course it is. Those that do not know something about Nazaré, and I think those that are related to beach soccer, the word Nazaré means something to them. Of course, for me, it's the world capital of beach soccer, but again, I'm the mayor of the village, so I'll have to say such a thing. But what you should know is that the national team in the last, I would say 10 to 15 years, collected 13 players in Nazaré that became international. You are one of those. And the current best player of the world is a local guy called Jordan Santos. And for us, the relation with beach soccer comes from early ages. We all play beach soccer. We all, with more style or less style, we are all engaged at the beach, playing, having sports, and beach soccer is one of the main sports. So this relation between beach soccer and Nazaré is quite genetic, and that's also why a number of years ago I decided to bring over to Nazaré the beach soccer events, and that has been an amazing success and a very big, awesome relation with the beach soccer worldwide that nowadays is a part of the City Hall's family.
Yes, the beach soccer worldwide is a part of Nazareth, and that's why also, Walter, the stadium was renamed to Jordan Santos Stadium in honor of the best world player, beach soccer player in 2019. Thank you, Walter, for this initial presentation, demonstrating the importance of Nazareth in the competition. But we will pass to Madjer, the GOAT of this sport, now head of Portuguese Football Federation in beach soccer, to describe all of these motivations that made the Portuguese Federation also to coordinate with Nazareth, with beach soccer worldwide, and to comply all the indications of the National Health Department. Madjer, welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I hope you are healthy and safe. First of all, that is one of the most important things at these days. It was a big challenge for us. It was a really big challenge. It was a teamwork between Nazaré, between Beach Soccer Worldwide, and between the DGS. We knew that it will be like some kind of education, not only for us, but also for the teams and for all the people involved, and also for the people from Nazaré, because it was a different kind of tournament with some tight rules that we needed to put it. But at the end, it was a big success. Thanks to Nazaré, thanks to Beach Soccer Worldwide, and for us, for the federation, it was really great, because we were the first ones to compete in Portugal. Beside 11 side, but Beach Soccer was the first one to start. So everybody was watching us, and we cannot make any mistake, and we did it.
I believe that the organization of the competition and the efforts of also the Portuguese Federation was an example for other sports, Madjer. As you said, alongside the 11th side, the fact is that beach soccer was an example also to futsal and to other kind of sports that in these times of pandemic we could do and we could practice the sport.
Yes, we made from beach soccer a great example for the other sports. That's why I told you before. Everybody was watching us, not to see any mistake, but to see if it's possible to happen, to compete, and for us, for the federation, it was really great, because after that we started with futsal, with football, also from other divisions. So it was a big step, thanks to beach soccer.
Madjer, thank you. We will go now to Gabino Renales from Beach Soccer Worldwide. Gabino, welcome to our panel. Tell us about all those motivations and the carefully situation that beach soccer had to deal to organize the events.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. As Madjer say, I wish that you all feel safe, feel okay in these difficult moments. In beach soccer worldwide, we were very anxious to start the season. We were waiting to calm down a bit the situation all over the world, but in the end, the things started to be a bit worse and worse. But talking to our partners in Portugal, especially Mr. Chicharro from Nazaré, he was willing to take the risk, to take the lead, and to make these events happen. I think that obviously without his cooperation and his, his availability to take risks, as I said.
He's a fearless man, Gabino.
Yeah, sorry?
He is a fearless man.
Yeah, definitely. But it's the way to go ahead in life. I would say that if we all stay at home, then, well, in this case is good, but obviously nothing happens. So I think that, it was a big challenge for all of us, but we make it happen. Obviously, the Portuguese Football Federation, with the lead of Madjer, was always willing to cooperate, willing to assist, and being a key part as well of this, as Madjer mentioned, teamwork. Obviously, the last part of this chart, the DGS, which is the Department of Health in Portugal, was at the beginning our concern, our fear, because they were the ones that put the laws, etc. But at certain point, when they came to the stadium, they visit and they saw all the
conditions,
measures implemented to protect players, to protect everyone that was working in the stadium. So they got relaxed, and then all the events were smooth. So I think that the important thing is that we show to our family, to beach soccer family, that beach soccer is strong. Beach soccer is always willing to be a showcase for the rest of the sports by taking risks, by taking the lead, and never stop the activity. So I think that that was the good thing, and also the players. I will also like to mention the great behavior of the players, that in all the moments they were willing to cooperate with all the measures that in some cases were uncomfortable for them, but they always behave, and they were always very, very cooperative. So yeah, I think that it was a great, as I said, a great occasion to show the world that beach soccer is a professional sport.
Madjer, that's how Gabino said. the doubts that the National Health Service had to make the competition. Can you tell us about some of the reunions that you had to tranquilize the National Health Service in Portugal so we could do the Euro Beach Soccer League Superfinal Nazaré?
No, it was a big fight, we can say, because we had a lot of time since we started the conversation to organize the competition in Nazaré until the release of DGS. There were a lot of things that happened until they knew that it was the right thing to do, is to give the step ahead and to do the competitions. Until 23 of August, we were waiting for DGS decision and which kind of group they put us. Like here, for DGS, it was important to put 3 kind of groups in sport: the high risk group, the medium risk group, and the low risk group. And they put us on the medium risk group that were the ones that with team national teams or team clubs could compete, but with tight rules. So on 23 of August, when we had the orientation of DGS, it was quite important because right away we start working together, Nazaré, Beach Soccer Wild, and DGS, and of course the Portuguese Federation, trying to organize quickly, because we didn't have a lot of time to organize such a kind of event that is one of the biggest in the world. But thanks to as I tell a lot of times, thanks to teamwork, we did it. And as Gabino told, thanks to the players, the referees, everybody was perfect on the rules that DGS put us to organize.
Yeah, if you allow me, Madjer, just to mention that, as an anecdote, that when Nazareth and we all agreed to start with the competition, we still didn't know, as you mentioned, the laws. And Nazareth started to build the stadium without knowing anything from the DGS. And I remember that we were waiting for those days, and the news didn't arrive from the DGS, and we were the date of the start of the competition were getting closer and closer. But and we said, well, there is no time to react. There is no time. But yeah, we suffer a lot, but it was good because then we were ready. Yeah.
It's really nice because Walter was a step ahead. He was already seeing the future, so it was easier for us.
I was going to get these words from Gabino and Madjer and to pass it to Walter. How did Nazaré prepared and made the measures to be able to be possible to make the competition in the building of the stadium before the event, the measures that we had to apply with the contingency plan, and especially how did Nazaré prepare itself to receive the competition, Walter?
Well, first of all, I haven't got a magic lamp or the ability to predict the future. But again, for us, it was always about making sure that the events would happen in Nazaré. And again, from the first conversations with not only the health authorities, but especially with the teamwork with the Beach Soccer Worldwide and the Portuguese FA, we started to plan and started to define with them, set with them the size of the stadium. The stadium this year was smaller, but again, we had to make sure that everything happened in time. We had to mount the stadium in the middle of the biggest month of the year, which is August. And for us, we had to make sure that a lot of things happened through all of the expertise that we were getting also from the local DGS, the local National Health Authorities representative, in terms of measuring temperature at the entrance of the stadium. By the way, those that know me well know that I'm not keen on being stopped at the entry of my stadium. So I had to be stopped a lot of times to measure my temperature. Luckily, I was always under the temperature needed to enter the stadium. But again, we had to have Sabbath dispensers in every single entry. We had to make sure that the players on their way into the stadium, they would have a way out different in order to social distancing be available. Even for the staff, having all the pavement marked with the circulation paths was mandatory. Again, making sure that everyone was cleaning their hands, using their mask, and not having any social distancing. And again, we had also to prepare the local public that are very fond of beach soccer, that I wouldn't mention the number of calls, the number of text messages that a lot of people sent me in order to see at the stadium the games. But I think the population, the people of Nazaré were prepared for that and understood it. But again, for us, it was always about teamwork, supporting FA, the Portuguese FA, supporting beach soccer worldwide. It's not uncommon and not a big surprise that the only two events that happened this year of beach soccer were organized where in Nazaré. That's why I also say that we are the international beach soccer capital. But again, we had to make sure that everything was in place. Everyone knew what they had to do. We had to even test all the teams and the staff before the event in order to have a good event, a good venue with no trouble at all. And again, marking the stepway and making sure that the sport is supported also through these actions, and letting the world to know that the organizing capacity of the beach soccer worldwide, of the Portuguese FA, and of course of the municipality of Nazaré, does really knows how to handle this organization, although in pandemic times. And I think we did an amazing job, and the sport was reinforced and restated over here.
Thank you, Walter. Normally in beach soccer, I say that there are some triumvirates, triangle of players. I see now that there's a triumvirate, a new triumvirate in beach soccer between Portuguese Federation, Nazaré City Hall, and beach soccer worldwide. If we used to talk in Madjer, Belchior, and Alain, after now Jordan, B, and Leo, now we do have another triumvirate formed by Walter, Gabino, and Madjer also in making the organization. We are now going to see some pictures of all of these measures that have made in possible to make the competition. These are some of the posts that were planted all over the stadium with the ways to work, with all the measures in Estádio do Viveiro Jordan Santos. And we see also the lineups, the difference of the lineups with the distance between teams in the beginning of the matches.
Yeah, that if you allow me, that was a funny thing, because after the first day, so as Madjer said, many people were watching on TV our matches, and some people from the DGS realized that in order to still tune the measure, it was necessary for the players to have the mask on the benches. So that was the moment when I realized how many people was watching us, and and the importance of the work that all together we're doing. I think that again, everyone, as the president said, everyone knew his duties, and everyone did a fantastic job.
Yes, it did a fantastic job, and we can see here also a picture of the ball being clean every time the ball was having some disinfection, and in the other picture, the measure of the temperature that Walter said that was always stopped in the entrance of the stadium. We are now going to see
next. We have
also
we
the
will
disinfection in the next picture.
Yeah, that was also key from the people from the municipality, doing cleaning the benches and the chairs right after every match. That was at the beginning, as we mentioned, just for you to show you how important were to coordinate all the things. So the DGS request for 20 minutes gap between each match to clean all the structure, but obviously we had certain commitments with TV and with our TV partners, and 20 minutes was far too much. So we had to work and to show the DGS that the people from the city were doing a great job, and was down not longer. It didn't took longer than 5 minutes, and then all right, they did understand, and they got much more easy and accepted. But everything that we changed had impact, because when you are used to certain procedures, certain timings, every tiny thing that you change affects to different departments. So from the organization point of view, it was a great experience, and I also would like to use this opportunity to thank all the Beach Soccer Worldwide staff for their commitment and their hard work devoted to this experience.
And it was a wonderful work that ended in a wonderful competition. Thank you, Walter, Madjer, Gabino, for this brilliant presentation and showing to the world of beach soccer and other sports that competitions can happen and everyone can enjoy it. As a result of this, let's see the following video made by Beach Soccer Worldwide about these measures.
Acima de tudo, sabíamos que eram medidas que eram fundamentais. Julgo que foram primordiais e não afetaram aquilo que nós viemos aqui fazer, que foi jogar. Infelizmente, não ter público foi aquilo que mais se notou a nível negativo, mas sabemos que era importante. Agora tudo o resto, a nível da organização, a nível do município, acho que fizeram um excelente trabalho. Nós, sinceramente, não notamos grande diferença, não notamos um grande tempo de espera para obedecer a todos os procedimentos e, como tal, acho que foi um sucesso.
Fizemos um trabalho conjunto fantástico e a prova disso é que tivemos um evento fantástico e protegendo sempre a saúde dos cidadãos, a saúde dos atletas que vieram de fora, do staff. Isso é o mais importante nos dias de hoje e conseguimos conjuntamente, em colaboração com a DGS, com a Beach Soccer, com a Câmara Municipal da Nazaré, fazer o plano de contingência que funcionou lindamente e prova disso é que tivemos um fantástico evento.
The Department of Health of the government has been very useful in guiding us, and the support of the city has been instrumental to implement everything. And then the Portuguese Federation and us, we have been talking daily on making the right decisions all the time.
It's a combination of the wills of each and every entity that has to say something about the organization of these events. And first of all, is also kind of a statement of the country and also of the village, in order to say to the world, we are able, we have the capacity, the will to organize the safest events ever.
But really happy because at the end it was challenging to do it. We managed to make it happen, and it's great for the sport. And it might be a learning for other sports, the way we have make it go. If they do the same proceedings, they will be in the right way to make their sports happen.
Okay, thank you, Madjer, Gabino, and Walter. I invite you to continue with us to the analysis of the Euro Beach Soccer League Nazaré 2020. And now it's time to call
Thank
for...
you.
Thank you, Gabino. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Madjer.
Thank you.
And now a new hope begins, because it's a new competition, a new time to adapt and to evolve. And it's time to call now power horses Bruno Torres, Matteo Marrucci, and Sandro Spaccarotella, so that we can proceed to the analysis of the Euro Beach Soccer League Superfinal Nazaré, where we will start in this time with the history of the 23 editions of the competition. Welcome, Bruno.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, Matteo. How are you, my friend?
Welcome. I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
It's a pleasure for us to have such an important person with
You
us.
are too good, Rui.
A special guest with us. Welcome also Sandro, the Wall Spaccarotella. Is now in Dubai, much better right now, enjoying this country. Welcome to Beach Soccer Talks number 14. I will pass it now for the analysis of the history of the competition. 23 editions of the Euro Beach Soccer League, and I defined 4 eras of this competition. The first era that began in 1998 until 2000, there were from 7 to 6 participating teams. The first edition was in 1998 with 7 teams, where the competition made of round-robin stages. The fact that in the end of all round-robin stages, the most pointed with most point team would be crowned European champions. Then in 2001, 2005, the round-robin stages gave the best teams to be in the super final, the final stage of the competition. And there was the creation of Division B and Division C. From 2006 to 2008, the Division C ended, and all of those teams were grouped in Division B. And when the Division B started before, and the best teams of Division B went gathering to Division A teams from that time, and there was about from 14 to 17 participating teams. The 2008 EBSL, it was the first time that the Euro Beach Soccer League was not the route to the World Championship, and so it had to be shorter, only 2 events, and after that, the super final that happened here in Portugal, in Vila Real of Sant Antonio. From 2009 to 2019, it's the actual frame of the Euro Beach Soccer League that we know, round-robin stages, all against all, and the best 8 of Division A go to super final. The 9th, the 10th, and the 11th place stops his career in the European League, and the 12th position goes to promotion final to defend its position in the Division A or to allow a new team from Division B to go up to Division A. Faced to the COVID situation, we had to rearrange the frame, the competition frame. 5 Division A teams were able to be here and in Nazaré. So 7 teams would not be able to be in this competition. There were no regular stages, only super final. That was the Euro Beach Soccer League Superfinal Nazaré 2020, a round robin competition where each team had one rest day, and with the team with most points were crowned champions. We can see now in the next slide the history and evolution of all 23 editions of the Euro Beach Soccer League, and we can see the growing of the sports where more countries wanted to enter this competition. I remember that this competition is one of the oldest of the world, where only surpassed by the World Championship and also with the Mundialito of Seleções, and we can perfectly see the growing of the sport, where in 2019 we have 28 countries competing in the Euro Beach Soccer League. This is in collective ways. Let's pass to the collective titles, where after 23 editions of the Euro Beach Soccer League, Portugal is now with 7 titles. It added the winning this year in 2020 to the 6 titles that Portugal had. 5 titles, Spain and Russia, and 2 titles, Italy. 1 title, Germany, France, Switzerland, and Ukraine. We can see here that in the first decade, the first 10 years of the Euro Beach Soccer League, Portugal and Spain actually dominated the competition. And after 2008, in 2009, Russia started to get in the way and competing also with Spain and Portugal, alongside with Italy with 2 titles, for winning this competition. In questions, in matters of individual awards, best player 5 times, Madjer, from 1999, 2006, 8, 9, and 2010, 5 times. Amarelle, 4 times, 2 amazing, 2 legends of the sport. We saw a picture of them in Estádio do Viveiro, Jordan Santos, this season, having some talks after a game from the second division of Portugal. It was a great image at that time. And what we can see is that Madjer and Amarelle in these prizes normally dominated, as alongside Portugal and Spain, this competition. Beginning in 2010, the things evolved, and now it's more distributed, this award. With 2 times, the bomber, Dejan Stankovic, won it in 2007 and 2011 as best player of the Euro Beach Soccer League. Best goalkeepers of all 23 editions of the Euro Beach Soccer Leagues: 4 times Roberto Valero, a great goalkeeper from Spain that won the prize in 2001, 2002, 4, and 2006. 3 times Andrzej Butlitsky, 2007, 2009, and 2010. And 2 times we have 4 goalkeepers: Ellington Andrade from Portugal, 2015 and 2020. Also, another Russian goalkeeper, Maxim Shuskov, that won it in 2017 and 2019. Donna, another Spanish goalkeeper, in 2013 and 2014. And the Swiss goalkeeper, Valentin Yegi, in 2011 and 2012. Going to the top scorer in the history and evolution of all the 23 editions: 6 times top scorer, Madjer, and now Dejan Stankovic, with the award that he won this season in the Euro Beach Soccer League Superfinal Nazaré 2020. 5 times Ramiro Amarele, 98, 2000, 2005, and 2007, and 2 times winner of top scorer Paulo Palmacci in 2009 and 2016. And so we now enter the super final of champions, and I will try to explain why I call it super final of champions, because each of the 5 teams had at least won the competition 1 time. Portugal, at the entrance of this competition, as I said, won it for 6 times. Germany won it in 1998, Switzerland 2012, France 2004, and Ukraine in 2016. So, Bruno Torres, Matteo, and Spacca, a great super final that we could see here in Nazareth, with all of them knowing what it's like to win the championship. Now, for the final standings of the competition, Portugal stayed in the first position, Switzerland second, Ukraine at the 3rd position, 4th position France, and Germany in the 5th position. Also, best goalkeeper of the competition, Ellington Andrade, best player, Leo Martins, top scorer, Dejan Stankovic. Passing to the key fixtures of the Euro Beach Soccer League Super Final, 83 goals, an average of 8.3 goals in 10 games, where 40% of the games were decided by the difference of 3 or more goals. 60% of the teams that scored first won the game. 90% of the teams that were winning in the second period won the game. Goals scored in zone 4, 50%, and open play goals, 62%. So we will now pass to Bruno Torres. My friend, how are you once again?
Hello, my friend.
So, Bruno, what do you think this thing happened of games decided by 40% by 3 or more goals?
Yeah, when I see these numbers, I see a normal number, especially in a competition with only 10 matches. 40% is more or less 3 games, and those 3 games decided with more or 3 goals were Portugal against Germany 4-1, also exactly 3 goals. It was a tough match. And then Portugal against France and Switzerland against France, that it was 7-0 and 10-2. Here, France started the competition playing against 2 of the favorites, and it was not so easy for them. All the other games were decided by 2 or 1 goal, and if I remember, it was 1 tie between Germany and Ukraine. So I see a normal number in the competition where were 5 European teams that we know that around the world in Europe we have tough teams.
Thank you, Bruno. It's a wonderful analysis of this situation. Let's pass it to Matteo. Tell me, teams that scored first won the game, 60%, and teams winning by the end of the second period won the game, 90%. Matteo, normally...
Rui, again,
how are you, my
honestly,
friend?
I don't know if this number is the same number compared to other competition, but I think I'm talking about the first figure, not the 60%. But regarding the European Soccer League, this of course shows an advantage for the team that scored first in order to win the game. No, this is not true. For example, if I analyze my team, because Germany scored first in 3 games, except the game against Ukraine, we scored first against Portugal, against Switzerland, also against France. But unfortunately, we didn't win any game in the competition. Maybe this number is true, especially if you are the stronger team on the pitch, because also the team with more experience, no? I think because you are more used maybe to lead the game and to lead the result at the end. Instead, a young team like Germany, for example, needs to learn how to lead the game sometimes. I think this could be a reason, but regarding instead the third figures, I think here the reason could be a physical reason, because the teams that participate into the European Soccer League, in my opinion, they had not the opportunity to prepare very well the season. This, of course, had a negative impact on the physical preparation of the team. And of course, you know that if you want to come back into the match and win the game in the third period, you need a great effort. You need a great effort, especially against the great teams. And maybe one reason is the not perfect physical preparation of the teams.
Okay, thank you. It affects after that in the third period the emotions of also the players. Spacca, welcome once again, my friend. The wall is in the house. So what can you tell me, Spacca, since you are a defender, a defensive player, why most of the goals, 50% of the goals, are scored inside the defending area, the defending team?
Hello, everybody. Nice to be here with you all. First of all, thanks, Rui, for inviting me. And yeah, I think the first reason is obvious. The closer you get to the goal, the more you shoot, the more you try to score, and the easier it gets to score. And also from zone 3, if you give just a little bit of space to a strong player to shoot, he will score a lot of goals. And also tactically, of course, you try to get the ball into the zone 4 to the striker and to finish the attack from there. Also with the 2-2 that almost every team plays now, if the goalkeeper comes out, the ball is already in zone 3 or zone 4 if it gets to the player. So quite a normal number, I would say. And maybe a few years ago, there were more shots from the distance, but now I think if there is a goal from zone 1 or 2, it's from the goalkeeper or from a free kick, most likely.
We will have the chance to analyze it in front of these talks. Thank you, Spacca. And just to say that open play goals revealed to be 62% of the statistics of this competition, a very important key feature. Passing by to goal analysis, Bruno, Portugal was the best defense of the Euro Beach Soccer League. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, we know that we have a high quality to score goals, so we work too hard to not concede too many, because we know that we will score 1 or 2 at least. So we need to not concede goals. I remember in the first 3 matches we suffer only 3 goals. Only in the last match against Switzerland we suffer 4. They are very good at the attack. So it's suffer 4 goals against them. It's not too much, I think. And in the first 3 games, I think Switzerland scored an average of 7 goals per game, 7. And against us, they only score 4. And the difference, it was there because in the first 3 games, we score an average of 5. And in the last one against them, we also score 5 goals. So offensively, Portugal maintained the level. And for me, that was one of the key points. Switzerland was the best attack, but our average was better at the end.
Okay, thank you. I will pick it up your words and pass it to Spacca. Spacca, Swiss team, best offense. You scored a lot in the Euro Beach Soccer League Super Final. What can you say us about scoring so much here in Nazaré?
Yes, it's just because of the players in our team. I think we have a lot of players with they have more their strength in the attack than in the defense. But not only the ability, it's also the mentality, how we want to play, and this comes also from our coach Angelo Girinzi. He likes to play a fast and attractive beach soccer, and yeah, we scored a lot of goals. Sometimes we also risk. That's why we receive also quite a lot of goals. But yeah.
And
We-
there's a key factor, Sandro, that Noel Hott has played a little lower than usual, and even though he has scored also a lot of goals.
Yes, he likes to go into the attack. It's also, of course, what we need. We need the rushes from him. He's so fast. If he takes the ball from the defense, brings it forward, and gives a good pass or scores himself, we need those rushes from him, for sure.
Thank you, Sandro. Matteo, Germany, it scored 14 goals, but he received 20 goals. What does Germany need to improve to level the balance here?
Rui, reading these numbers, I can say that I'm quite satisfied about our offensive phase, because at the end we score 14 goals, the same numbers of goals of Ukraine. We score 5 more goals than France. Of course, we score less goals than Portugal and Switzerland, but right now we have not the same offensive potential, no, of these two top class teams. It's obvious that we need to improve our defensive phase, but most of goals that we conceded are for, in my eyes, sometimes too many individual mistakes. And this happened because most of the guys are quite new in the sport, not only in the national team. Most of them, they start to play beach soccer in 2018, 3 years ago. And then they play the German league usually, and it's not right now the best league in Europe. It's a medium level league. And then when we come at international level, the guys are suddenly they are forced to face suddenly big champions, no? And during the game, especially when they are under efforts, sometimes we concede too many easy mistakes. And of course, when you play against these teams, Switzerland, Portugal, Ukraine, top 10 ranked in Europe, of course they score. And that's the reason why we concede more goals. But they need experience. We need experience. We need to play matches at this level. And I'm sure with the potential that we have, we can improve in the next years.
Yes, I'm sure it will. Germany has made some great movements here in Nazareth, and it has a lot of potential, as you say. We pass to the goal difference, as Bruno Torres has said. Even though Portugal did not score as much as Switzerland, the thing is that in the end of the accounts, Portugal had a goal difference of 13, Switzerland 11, Ukraine only 1. But this is one key factor that I would like to discuss also with you, Matteo. France less 19 in the goal difference, and Germany less 6. Was it crucial, the game against France?
No, the game against France, the game between France and Germany, every time is very balanced, because right now the level of the two teams it's similar. We faced each other 3 times in the last 3 years. Last year we won in Catania at penalties. Now in Nazaré we lost 1 goal difference. The goal difference, the high goal difference, the negative goal difference high from France, it's because of the 2 matches against Portugal and Switzerland. They lost heavy the first 2 matches that they played, and that's why they have minus 19. Instead, in our case, we played, I think, balanced matches also with Portugal and Switzerland, and that's the reason why we have a better goal difference compared to France. Okay. But then, of course, we lost the game against them, and then that's the reason why we finished 5th.
Okay, awesome. Amazing this evaluation, Matteo. And we will pass it to the goal zone analysis, where we saw in the key features that zone 4, 50% of the goals, zone 3, 38% of the goals, zone 2, 11%, and zone 1, only 1% of goals from defensive area. Seeing this goal zone analysis by team, what can we see? Only one team scored from zone 1, and it was on set pieces. It was Ukraine, but Swiss Spaka is the team that scores most from zone 4. Is it because of Elliot playing as an additional player with the feet? Spaka, did you understand my question? In the goal zone analysis per team, Switzerland is the team that scores most from zone 4. Is it because of Elliot playing advanced?
Yes. Sorry, I lost the battery of my earphones. It's one of the reasons for sure, and then it's also our strategy to look for our strikers, our forward players, to pass the ball with quality into the zone, if it comes from Elliot or from the side. But this is, of course, our goal to bring the ball there, and then we have 2 players there in front who have very good quality to score the goal and finish the attack.
Okay, Matteo, France is the only team that scores most from zone 3. Why do you think this happens?
This is not an easy question. Maybe because compared, for example, to Portugal and Switzerland, that they have the best weapons with the forwards, no, with Leo Martins, with Belchior. Anyway, Portugal play a lot in the opponent half pitch. They enter in zone 4 with many players, no. Switzerland has Hodel, Stankovic. So the best weapons are the forwards. In case of France, France is a balanced team. They have not big stars. They have good players in every position, especially on the wings. And with their system 1-2-2, maybe they force more shooting from zone 3 with the wings. They score also, I think, a couple of goals with the kickoffs, with the hook. I think Sebastian Hook scored twice kickoffs. Kickoffs comes from zone 3. Maybe this is the reason why France score more goals from zone 3 instead of zone 4.
It's a good analysis because of the kickoff. It enters the offensive midfield, and so they score several times from kickoff, and one of the reasons. Let's pass it to the other slide. Open play goals versus set pieces. Open play 62%, set pieces 38%. And in this situation, analyzing open goals and set pieces by team, Ukraine scores more from set pieces. Why do you think this happens, Bruno?
Yeah, they were the only team that scored more from set pieces than from open play. That's true. I think it's part of their sportive culture. Ukraine, Russia, Belarus, they are very strong at set pieces. And they know that. They know that they can take advantage of the set pieces because usually they are physically stronger. They have strong players. Because of that, I think that they work a lot that kind of situations. You can see, as I say, that they are the only team that score more from set pieces, and the other teams score more from open play. Portugal, France, and Germany more balanced, okay, and Switzerland with many goals from open play and only 4 from set pieces.
Thank you, Bruno. Spaka, Swiss again in the higher level scores more in open play. Why do you think that Switzerland scores more than the other teams in open plays?
Yeah, it's has a lot to do with the style we play, and also what you mentioned before with Elliot. When he comes out with the foot, we get a lot of free space. Depends on, of course, of the other team, but somewhere they have to attack, and then he will make a perfect pass in the room. And also, of course, with all the players, we have quite a good quality in the passing and everything. And so, yeah, we scored a lot of goals. But
Okay,
as
Matteo.
I said before, there's also a risk. If you lose the ball, we are quite open. But it's a bit the style of play.
Yes, it's quite open. Matteo, Germany scores more open play goals than France and Ukraine. Is it because of Germany's strategy?
I don't know. I don't know honestly, but of course we work a lot in open play. We even because in our strategy we have not a solid 1-2 offensive system, no. Because of our goalkeepers that are still very young, they are in the middle of their development, and they've not the skills of the players that allow their teams to play very good 1-2, like Switzerland or Portugal or let's say Ukraine. That's why we try to find more solutions with the 1-3-1, and of course the 1-3-1. If you do the 1-2-1 in a good way, you can score goal in an open play game. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
But the numbers are, I think, more or less the normal numbers. 8 goals and 6 goals on set pieces. I think it's they're normal numbers. Yes.
In the competition. Okay, let's go to the open play goals analysis, and 31% are from triangulations, basculations. So let me tell you that basculations is quick changing sides of the field corridors, and combination moves 31%, ball recovery, transitions and counter-attack 24%, bicycle kicks 25%, the spectacle of the sports. And I will explain this situation of bicycle kicks to include it in open play goals. From a goalkeeper shot 4% only, goalkeeper pass with the hand 6%, with the feet 4%, and one-on-one 6%. Bicycle kicks are included here because it's the art of the game, the bicycle kicks, because bicycle kicks to get to the player normally comes from a situation on one-on-one and another pass to the player, or a goalkeeper pass with the hand or the feet. So we could also include some of the bicycle kicks here, but I decided, because of the sport and the nature of the sport, to include it as an only category. Seeing the types of open play goals per team, and we will see it after this video, where we are seeing open play from Germany. Metzler began the play and ended the play in a combination moves with triangulation and the basculation. Let's see, it started the move, then to Bierman after Bekiri, triangulation, and Metzler in the central corridor appears to the shot. Also, an amazing goal from Switzerland. The ball passes for all players, goes to Elliott, then put it in the right corridor. We can see it, the basculation, the changing sides quickly, the assistance and turning to Spacca, and Spacca assists Angelo West to an amazing goal here in the Euro Beach Soccer League Superfinal Nazaré 2020. Let's see, Noel Hoth gets it to Toby Steinemann, then Spacca, and turns over to the entrance in the second post of Angie West. And finally, an one-on-one situation of B. Martins. He recovers the ball. Then in the first attempt, he could not put it in his brother, Leo Martins. There's a defensive cut from Glenn Odell. Then the ball in Leo Martins, and a bicycle kick that ended the game and gave the title to Portugal. Let's see the cut, then B. Martins to the central corridor, and then Leo Martins He was the best player of the competition, making this wonderful bicycle kick. And so, in this situation of types of open play goals per team, Bruno, why does Portugal is the team that scores most of combination moves?
Yeah, it's one of our key points. We have high quality players with top capacity to manage the ball. That's why we also play together for a long time, not only on the national team but also in the clubs. Most of the players plays in Braga and in Sporting, and that's a key factor also. And I think we work very hard this kind of situation because we like to play like this. It's our genetic in Portugal.
Spacca, Swiss is the only team that has made goal from goalkeeper shot. Why do you think that happened? When we know also that we have Ellington Andrade in Portugal that scores a lot of goals also, but only Elliot made goals in this competition.
Yes, I think all the goalkeepers have great shots, but Elliot maybe shoots a little bit more because he comes out a little bit further than the other ones, maybe play with the player outside, gets the ball back, and then he gets some space and can shoot. And he has the reason is just he has a very good shot. He has perfect control of the ball with the foot, puts it maybe one time on his knee, and then he shoots. And yeah, it's just a very, very good quality of him.
One thing, and reminding Beach Soccer Talks number 9 with Angelo Shirinzi, where I was with you and Bruno Torres. I remember Angelo saying that the future of the sport passed by ball recovery, and Switzerland in this competition has made most of the goals also in ball recovery. Is it strategy?
Yes, I think it's also strategy. I mean, maybe the first reason is also the characteristics of the players. Like if you have Ott, for example, who can recover the ball and then go forward very quickly, but also other players. But then number two is also the tactics. We try to keep the intensity of the game high, attack high, maybe to apply a lot of pressure, as we could see, for example, in this first video against Germany. If you watch it closely, you can see that our striker Stankovic in this situation, he closes the goalkeeper, so they cannot pass back. Now Germany played it perfectly. They made the change of the side with one touch to the middle and then score. But we steal a lot of balls like this. And then, of course, we have one player in front alone and a good chance to score the goal.
Yes, in counter-attack. And it's very effective, the Swiss team. Matteo, just one more question about this situation. Small percentage of goals on 1 against 1. Why do you think this happens normally right now in competitions of beach soccer?
I think because to score in 1 versus 1, you need special players. 1 versus 1, you need special players. For example, Portugal, they have these special players like the twins, for example, the Leo and the Martins, that they are very good with the ball on the ground. Anyway, when they are in 1 versus 1, there is not only the defender, but there is also the sand that play for the defensive team. No, I don't know if you understand what I mean, because yes. When you move the ball on the sand, maybe the dribbling is correct, but then when you shoot, the sand creates something that don't allow the perfect shot. And also because, of course, maybe the technical skills of defenders are improving in the game. This is another aspect, but most of all because 1 versus 1 on the sand is really a very difficult situation that only the top class players in the world can face up in a good way.
Great analysis, Matteo. We'll pass then to set pieces goals. 52% of set pieces of goals were of free kicks. Throw in 6%, Then kickoff 13%, penalty shootout 19%, and corner kicks only 10%. We will see now a video of 3 goals of free kicks, because it's the how in set pieces teams have scored most. This is a goal from Maxim Wojtok from Ukraine. He has been awarded with the prize of best player in Ukraine, representing BSWW, the champions of Ukraine in 2020. A set pieces from the central position. We will then Abner could not do anything in this kind of situation, and Ukraine is very effective in this kind of set pieces in the field. This second game, Bekiri, a power shot that the French goalkeeper could not do anything, could not stop, and in the side. And also, one final goal in a free kick. An amazing goal from Nuno Belchior, captain of the national team, from zone 2, not giving any chance to Elliot Monut. It was a really an awesome goal, this one from Nuno Belchior. One of the goals of Portugal against Switzerland. Sorry for this slides now. There's a little bit of delay here in the passing of the slides. So, types of set pieces. Bruno, only Portugal and Ukraine made goals from corners. Does the teams defend much better this time of situations now?
Yeah, for sure. That's one key point. The defenders are improving, and it's more difficult to score. I think also all the teams analyze a lot all the opponents, so that is also a key point. And despite all of that, I think nowadays players also grab a lot in corner kicks, and I think that's one thing that I think something needs to be changed, because the referees allow a lot, and I think that's why it's more difficult to score goals from corner kicks.
Okay, great. Spacca, only Swiss and Ukraine have made goals from throw-ins. Why does this happen? Doesn't the teams use the throw-ins to score goals?
Yes, we practiced this before the tournament, but I'm sure everyone did. I don't know, it's not very many goals, but yeah, there used to be more a few years ago. I think, as Bruno Torres said, also with the corner kicks, maybe it goes into the same direction. Usually Ukraine is very strong with this, also like teams like Russia, and they score all the time. Even if you know what they're doing, they still score. But yeah.
Okay, Matteo. Portugal, France, and Germany have made goals from kickoff, but the percentage in this competition is low. Why do you think this happens this happened in this competition?
Honestly, Rui, I'm surprised regarding these low numbers, especially in kickoffs, corner kicks, and throw-ins. And I think that one reason could be also, like I mentioned before, the short preparation of the team before the competition, because at the end, you need to prepare set pieces because defenders are improving, and now everybody analyze matches, analyze videos, analyze everything. And of course, you need strategies to prepare and to organize the offensive phase. It's very difficult in throw-ins, corner kick, because you need perfect timing, perfect connection between the players. And if you have not the time to prepare, maybe this can create problems during the competition. And this could be a reason, probably.
Okay,
of the low numbers of goals scored in kickoff, throw-ins, because throw-ins in beach soccer compared to futsal and football, for example, the throw-in is more dangerous than corner kick. No, if I am a defender and I have to say one situation, I prefer to put the ball in a corner kick instead of a throw-in. No, and this is peculiar of beach soccer, and so it's strange, honestly.
Okay, so thank you, Matteo. And now it's time to talk about the future. And I've made some key fixtures here in situations of the future. Increased quality of national leagues to support the national teams. A mix of experienced players and young players. We saw all the 5 national teams that were here in the Euro Beach Soccer League Superfinal with this situation. Open play goals, triangulations, basculations, and combination moves are the ways to destruct the other defenses. A more efficiency in set pieces. I believe it can be solved in what I say next. In a more tactical game, individual players of higher level will decide. I remember the goal that we saw from Nuno Belchior, a power shot from zone 2, and probably only him at that time could make that that shot. Tell me, Bruno, do you want to add anything to this key feature in the future?
Yeah, fortunately, Portugal fulfills almost all of these requirements at the highest level. We have to improve a little bit the set pieces. We score some goals from set pieces, but we want to score more. In addition to this, maybe I have to say the physical aspect of the game. I think is also a key point in the future. It is in the present, and I think it will be in the future. The evolution of the sport requires top athletes, and I think most of the games are decided at the end, and the physical condition is crucial. So I think it's one more point that we could put in there.
Thank you, Bruno. Spacca, something to add to the future?
No, I think you picked the perfect 5 points. For me, the first point is important. The other ones are coming then also, of course, with a lot of work. But I think the first point with the national leagues and development in the countries is very important. And with a few exceptions, I mean, a lot of work has been done already, good work, but there is so much work to do in a lot of countries. Of course, we have a few countries that are on the highest level already, but all the other countries have to catch up, and I see a lot of more potential in beach soccer, a lot more of potential for the future, but still some work to do.
Okay, Matteo. Thank you, Spacca. Matteo, what do you think of the future of the sport and the competition?
No, I have the same idea of Sandro. I mean that in my eyes, the development of the national leagues are crucial to improve the level of the game, especially for those national teams that have not a very high level national league. No, because again, even I mentioned before that if you are used to play in a high level every week during the summer, in our case in Europe, then it's easier to create problems also to the international teams at national teams level. In my experience, for example, when I was a player, I come from the same generation of Gori, Ramaciotti, Marinai, Di Palma, all these players, and we started immediately to play in the Italian league. And the Italian league then nowhere we will start to play against Madjer, against Amarelle, against Bruno Torres, against Schirinzi, against the best players, the Brazilians, and this is helpful because then you are immediately ready to face the best players in the national teams. So a key point is to improve the level of the national leagues, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Matteo. It's time that we pass to a question of a viewer that we have from German Martinez from El Salvador. And he asks if it's best to shoot high or low, looking for a sand rebound in a free kick. What do you tell me, Matteo, Spacca, or Bruno Torres, since you are defending defensive players, what do you prefer, to shoot low or high in a free kick?
Yeah, this is a question to the keepers, but I think a low shot, it's more difficult for the keeper. So I think if we can shoot on the sand, maybe we can get a little more lucky.
Spacca, what do you prefer?
Yes, same for sure. A low shot has probably more success, except for a few players who are specialists and have a golden foot and can score in the top angle every time. But I think the low and strong shot is the most successful.
Okay, Matteo, you scored some goals in free kicks. What do you prefer?
Yes, a few. No, of course, if you kick from a long distance, I think, or you are Ozu, probably, that can score in the high corner from 40 meters, or you need the help of the sand. This is obvious. I don't know about the free kicks in zone 3 or 4 because I never overlapped the half pitch when I was a player, and I never gained a free kick on the other part of the pitch. So I'm not experienced as a player.
Okay, thank you, Matteo. So it's time for me to thank you all for being in Beach Soccer Talks number 14 with such an impressive panel where we discussed the adaptation and the evolution of the sports facing these times of COVID-19. It was a pleasure for me having all those three intervenients, Walter, Gabino, Madjer, explaining how this triumvirate had made it possible to have a beach soccer competition, and obviously also analyzing the Euro Beach Soccer League Superfinal 2020. Bruno Torres, Sandro Spaccarotella, and Matteo Marrucci, thank you all for being with me and all beach soccer worldwide viewers.
Thanks, Rui.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rui. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
It was a pleasure. I will see you in December.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. Next competition.
Hope to see you. Sandro, everything goes okay. Thank you for being here, okay? And take some of your time here in Dubai because I'm sure the weather is very good.